after 3 o'clock, this will be 2 hours ahead, or 16 16.
two again today. They're pretty good friends too. Right, sister? And I like to give them a warm welcome. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, and greetings to all. I was planning the opening remarks to so some half an hour. But I think I want to
remaining week of the series that we call Podcast. That is Audrey, and I'd like to ask her to come and we all should start to quickly in her. So today we also think about attainment, and we also think about that which we explore, perhaps with a feeling of sorrow, and we get together as a family in those terms, things around of the Word of God in our lives. So today it is an occasion of happiness, but it is no less important in our lives. So we ask today after moments of happiness, also the lots of attainment. And so the same thing we are asking us to see ourselves as things with unity. To declare ourselves to protect the opportunities of love and to bless the blessings enter into our lives. So this should comfortably and let's pray, meditate on the present the keys this morning and teach it to articulate with me today the meaning of true family. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie, for leading us through that prayer and meditation. I'm sure it was very easy for us to fall into the situation of our minds going back to the sea, as you described, and really got us focused on family and the reasons why we were here today. Thank you. We have a very packed agenda for you today, and due to, I guess, weather conditions, a number of our agencies started a little bit behind, but no problem. We will be moving right along, and we want to get to a dinner situation around 5:30 to 6 o'clock, and then break things up after dinner so that we can all circulate, socialize, and have fun and start to look at all the wonderful pictures and memories and memorabilia that are posted up around us. It's been a tremendous job that's been done by the Toronto contingent here, and I would like to thank Uncle Jai and all the Toronto people for putting together such a wonderful thing. Okay. I'd like to move Thank you very much, Auntie Shirley and the Dallas Christian Group. I know, and I've been reading some of the literature, and I know that the Dallas Christian Group is now a very active section or segment of the temple. What temple is it? DSW, Dallas Fort Worth Temple. They are a very active group there, and it just goes to show that the Narayan family has extended its arms and is now this group has gone all the way into Dallas, Texas, and are now a very prominent part of the society and the culture of the Texas organization. Thank you very much, and a big hand for the Dallas Christian Group and Okay. During the course of the proceedings today, we will be profiling and the four branches of the family, the four main branches of the family, and we will have speakers representing those four main branches. Right now, I would like to bring on the speakers for one of those branches, and we will be starting with the Ramruk branch, and I would like to introduce to you Devika. Can you come please? Devika is the daughter of my aunt, Auntie Bessie, and we grew up together. She now lives in England, London, England, and she's come all the way from England to deliver this wonderful speech. Thank you.
Hello everyone. First of all, let me apologise for my back, but apparently they can't sight this. It's nice again, thank you. As she hasn't just told you, I'm Aunt Bessie's second daughter. There's a lot of you here who I don't know, but hopefully tonight I shall rectify that, or even today. I'm not a speaker, so if I hesitate or drop my paper or anything, you will forgive me. Today I've been given the privilege of telling you a little about the achievements of my beloved grandfather, Mohamed-Sukhu. He was born in 1905, and he was affectionately known as Focus. Now, Aunt Shani has a joke about this. Please stand up and tell us. She was supposed to be my right-hand man, but she... Come on, Auntie, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Thank you. No, when I heard your first time I heard the word soakers, and then this said soakers, and the first I said, the first time I heard soakers was my grandmother saying, soakers, soakers. And I said, that's my mother said, Mama, somebody said, I just got some bodies cussing, I just some right? She said, sorry girl, this is part of you. Let me tell you, she has lots more amusing stories, and I might just call her up again. Anyway, getting back to Dado. As a young boy, he tended cows in the pastures in the area we know as Bar Street and our boys' Selm. And in those days, they would have to walk all the way up to the East Coast and back, and sometimes all the way back, but stopping here and there, and they'd take days doing this. Now, I think that's a down way, but I don't know. However, this kind of work he wasn't cut out to do because he suffered with his health. So he took another job, and that was working as a stores clerk in a local grocery merchant. Here he quickly learned the trade, and he was able to open his own store for trading. But he became, or he was, a very popular man, and he was highly respected, and his business became successful. Now at the same time, apparently Dado had a business interest in a landing site for seaplanes, and this was during the war days. This wise investment in this project paid off handsomely. You'll see what I mean? He then purchased a bakery in Coombe Street. And from this humble beginning of a bakery, we now have branches here in Guyana and also here in Toronto, that some of you probably know the food of. These businesses were so successful that he was able to invest in two more properties. That was Broad Street and the cinema on the East Bank. The cinema in Mahal was named after their last child, who they considered brought them luck. However, at this point, let me digress a little. You see, I feel that we should talk about Archie's influence on her husband here. She was coming from a big family background. She had a great business acumen. She was shrewd and she was hardworking. And though she couldn't read and write in English, she could do this in Hindi. And she could also count for $1 to $100 at a time. She had no trouble in that. Anyway, her strength and her thriftiness was a driving force behind Dado and his business success. And in later life, she was affectionately referred to as the inspector by her grandson. Anyway, while Archie and Dado were busy accumulating businesses, they also accumulated children. So that kept them, they didn't have television in those days, you know. Anyway, the family spent many happy days at Broad Street, and they have many precious memories of it, I'm told. Indeed, some members of the family refer to Broad Street as the place where they spread their branches. And I'm not sure what this means, but when I was told it, there was a great lot of giggling going on, and I don't think it was anything to do with the Guinness tree. However, yesterday I heard the name of Dalit mentioned, and I believe one of my aunts was involved in this, one of my dear aunts. So let us all use our imagination to what she meant. And let me tell you, my imagination is pretty warped. After Broad Street, at Broad Street, they opened the Ramroof Soda Factory. And we know this as a sweet drink factory, but the soda factory, I believe, is a posh name. This became a flourishing business, and things moved on. Then the family moved to 235 Camp Street. Here, I believe the family expanded and expanded. And soon the number of grandchildren grew and grew. And today, we find that we're all scattered all around the globe, from the UK to the USA, and of course here in Canada. I'm from the UK, so you know that. Anyway, this reunion is very special, as it has brought us, many of us together, to reminisce about the joy and the affection we have grown up with, and also to rekindle our family ties. On this note, I leave you, and I must remember to get my aunt to explain about spreading their branches. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivi. And at this time, I would like to continue in the vein of the Ramroof branch of the family and ask Robin Narayan to come up and add a few words on this section. Jack, can you talk here too? We can do this jointly. Master of ceremonies, Papa, Mama, aunties, uncles, cousins, nieces and nephews. First of all, I'd like to extend heartiest congratulations to Mama and Papa on their achievement. Jack and I have been given the honor of presenting a short tribute to three incredible men in their own time. Namely, Mr. Hardik Narayan, known as Sundat,
Mr. Ramsmooch Narayan, known as Devdas, and Mr. Ganshav Narayan, known as Testa. These three gentlemen, unfortunately, are no longer with us today. However, here are some of their characteristics that we would like to share with you. Besides being true sons and true fathers, strong emphasis was always given to family unity. They strived for family unity, and they instilled upon us family unity. In addition, the leadership demonstrated by these men in their personal achievements are still visible to all of us today. Namely, Ramo's Furniture Store, Indra Maha Cinema, and of course the Rice Bakery. I would also like to mention the fact that all 6 of Chasadeda's children carry a university degree. This he was very proud of. Thank you, and I hand you over to Jag now.
One of the things I'd like to say is that the amazing part about, one of the things that amazes me actually with these three gentlemen that we've been talking about is the time they've spent running their businesses, the time they've spent with their wives and children, the time they've spent with taking their family, the time they've spent towards religion, even the time they've spent sporting. The amazing part is the harmony and the balance in which you did all of this. And even today I get them out now, which I focus on. I'd just like to say that we have fond memories of our three fathers to live on for generations to come. Thank you. On a different note, over the years we have come to visit Toronto. Over the years we have come to live in Toronto. To Dado, Aji, or Nana and Nani to some of us, and Uncle Paul. The reception, the hospitality, and the continued support you've given us is greatly appreciated, and will always be appreciated for generations to come, and God knows they're coming. Thank you.
I would also like to add something. I would like to also give thanks on behalf of all of us to Uncle Mohamed-Sukhu and Auntie Baggy and their children for their kindness and generosity to our family through the years. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much for the various speakers for the rambles known as Choka's family. I think you've got some snippets of some of the things that have gone on over the years, and I hope that the younger generation, that is ourselves, myself, Robin, and the others, can take some of those values and pass it down to our kids, and hopefully we can continue that legacy left by our grandfather and our fathers that have gone on. Okay, thank you. Let's move on to the next item of the agenda. This is a very, very interesting one. We're going to bring on the kids again this time. It's going to be a dance item. Come on, kids. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. Thank you very much to wonderful girls of the family, the youngest generation. I think our forefathers who came from India and sailed those boats and came to Guyana must be looking at us and smiling and smiling and smiling. How far we have come, how we are passing this wonderful culture all the way through our generations. Remarkable, remarkable performance. Thank you very much. Okay, Auntie Shirley, at this time, I would like to ask Auntie Shirley, on behalf of the Junior branch of the family, to present her speech.
Om Shanti. Now, the orders have been very short and sweet. I crave your indulgence, what I ever have to put through. Almost a century ago, two people left separately, traveling the rough seas to find a life and family in a new land, gleaming with opportunities and overflowing with energy. They carved a life emerging through the round of the step of the ladder and entrenching themselves well in the forefront, maintaining that niche with study the forefront. I refer there to our foreparents, Thakur and Devkaliya, Lord bless his soul. This couple achieved relative success with their children. Papa Ramu, my father Shiv, Auntie Chan, and Tata Dev. Pardon vernacular, but I must maintain the order. Today I speak of all my uncles and only aunts, and I am almost sure that my thoughts will reflect a close similarity to those of my other cousins, since we all have a common business background. There was a sweet drink factory. Then there was a bakery. There was a cinema. There was a grocery store. And there were other businesses. There were also wheelings and dealings, on which others might want to elaborate. And finally, there was a drugstore. In fact, several branches. That was the niche where my father, under the capital of Narayan's drugstore, emerged into the business world. This was founded in the good year 1946. This marked the turning point in his life, and Narayan's drugstore added success, prestige, and well-being to what is now and has been established as the Narayan family name. Then came Shiv Sahai Narayan. And here, I'd like to give a little bit and pay tribute to Bayan. In paying tribute to an elder brother, cousin, uncle, father, grandfather, and Raya is invariably wrapped up in these many glories. One can write a book, but today a few words will suffice. Let me at this point bring to the front that Adi was very instrumental in letting us know where our respect lies. She insisted that we call Bayo, Sunny Bayo, or Bayo, whatever it is, that would be a big brother. She insisted that we must call Dado, we must call Aja, Pato, and the like. And she instilled us now, and I guess it's from there that we have that respect for our elders. His scholarship to Great Britain in the early 40s was not only a trendsetter for our extended family, but an entire ethnicity, the East Indians in Guyana. To have chosen the field of engineering, a former preserve of the ruling class, dominated by our Anglo-Saxon rulers, was breaking new ground for our people. History must give him credit for this signal achievement. His ascension to chief engineer for Guyana further demonstrated his capabilities. The recognition by international agencies, including the reputation of one of Guyana's great sons. This recognition took his service to many parts of the world, where he left his mark as a competent engineer and as an expert. His sojourn in politics lasted nearly 2 decades. His vice presidency and high commissionership crowned his political career. He founded this peace. During the tumultuous careership, his vibrant spirit sought an inner peace, and he found this peace with his spouse for 50 years. This marriage is a lasting symbol of his high morals, and together, devoutly, they are in one of their search for everlasting bliss while on earth. Today, we pay homage to our family and tradition. In the true spirit of our celebration, we must honor this son, this brother, this in-law, his uncle, his cousin, his father, this grandfather and his wife, Maudie. They are our role models for uprightness. God bless you, Maudie. God bless you, Lana. May the souls of our beloved departed rest in peace. May God bless them. Let me begin and come back to my father is gone now. God rest his soul. His lifetime was marked with trials and hardships, though not with despair. He was the son of a rice farm, and he toiled in the fields. But let me not bore you with the nitty-gritty details. It was the usual tough life of a pioneering family. Early marriage added to his responsibilities, and he acquitted himself well. There's a familiar story of him lifting a fatty bag with his bare feet. My late mother referred to him as Jack Johnson, and his friends and brothers loved him as Mac Bear. But he did not only possess physical strength, his spiritual strength was enormous. He read from the Bible, the Quran, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Ramayana, and the Gita. He embraced all religions in his search for truth. All but one of his sons graduated with university degrees, and all continue to do so. Well in life with the blessings of the good Lord. His eldest son, Kyle, God bless his soul, is gone. He is no longer with us. During his lifetime, he gave up a promising career at Baylor University Hospital to continue in the drugstore business. In so doing, he prolonged the Rhine drugstore tradition. He is also considered a pioneer, for he has touched the lives of over 100 families with his unselfish contribution. His three daughters and one son are all graduates, and they have all done very well for themselves. This reunion was conceived as an idea, not mine. I wish I could take credit for that. I'm sure all my relatives who are responsible for it would not object if I should do so, because of their generosity. Do I not hear? The idea started a trend of events, and soon the photos were talking. Not the photos first. With our fingers, we made that possible. Then we had a fast. Everyone became pretty busy. Canada, United States, United Kingdom, and Guyana. And all in between soon too was born the machine of cooperation and general involvement, commitment, unrestricted support, and infinite dedication, all coming together like a delicious curry. All this to make an empowering dream a realization. And here we are today. Thanks to those with this dream, and you know who you are. This is what identifies, typifies, describes, and names the extended Rhine family. But the extended family is not only an entity of boys, the girls also play their part. They are making their presence felt. The girls have long come into their own. By dint of their own initiative and abilities, they have done well for themselves. Here, I would like to emphasize the role of my mother, the part she played in our lives. My mother was endowed with a wisdom and vision that was not gleaned from books, but from the trials and experiences of life, and instilled in us the need for education, the need to manage whether it was money or time. Both she considered important. She knew the importance of marriage, constancy, and endurance, marital relationships. She taught us especially that we should perform our duties with actions as right. done well. Sisters, cousins, and all. Our youngest uncle's daughter, Sheila, with her husband, have traveled the world over. She's presently in Africa, in Somalia, am I correct? Sorry she couldn't be here. Sister Flora, supported by her late husband, while he was general manager of the Guyana Transportation Company. Sister Lena, with the tower of strength behind her husband, Brother Prum, who was a senior civil servant in the Ministry of Labour in Guyana. My sisters have not done badly. Our late Sister Barbie, was esteemed by the entire extended family. She was a person of few words, but she gained the respect of all. She was a Sukhu, the beloved wife of Paul Sukhu, who gave her the support of her role as a pillar of strength in the Orion tradition. And here, her contribution was enormous. Her children are all making a name for themselves. Bonel is very much attached to the ideals of his family, and he has allowed his daughter to be more liberated than what we have gotten. Sister Bar, I would like at this time to say that you are our family alliance. My brother didn't make it to your age, my sister didn't make it to your age. How wonderful. You were just in 60 years. Be glad to have yourself in the forest and you know he did. Yes. Well, now he will be celebrating his 70th birthday this week. They are together and are going well. This speaks volumes in itself. All together, Leela, myself, Molly, and Indira have done well. So yes, I'm sorry for that. And he asked that Rajkumar, who is married to Leela, why the drugstore was addressed as Mr. Narayan. People sometimes took him for one of the sons. He took no offense, but rather responded with pleasure to be so associated. People go to the store and said, Mr. Narayan, can I have one say that red? And they're thinking that he was a Narayan, but the relationship was there. This is during our ownership of the Narayan drugstore, maintaining the family name. Here is where my father, in the true sense of a Hindu, and who instilled in us to remember the Hindu ideals of life. He did not discriminate when it came to treating his sons and sons-in-law in the same way. My husband is still a schoolboy, and I speak to her. When I say schoolboy, I mean still attending school. He graduated in Guyana, went on to teaching, quit, and as we all knew, studied politics. Well, in fact, he was doing playing politics. Molly is fully supporting her daughter at the University of Texas, Austin, and married a successful businessman. Same with her husband in Guyana and Texas. Her husband Arnold is emerging as a successful rice businessman in Guyana. Indira is doing well. She has a new home, and right now it is in its process of moving. It is regrettable she can't be here. The girls are getting more and more liberated, and I speak for the entire extended family. They are moving to the forefront gradually, and they are no longer walking 2 steps behind, but walk beside and together with their husbands in the forefront. Let me go on to my brother. Like I said, the big one has done well. Brother Clint has gotten 2 sons, and they are doing very well for themselves. Both graduates in London. Then we have Ramesh, he's in the food business. He is also doing very well himself. And my last brother, Suresh, he has 2 sons who have had national recognition in the state of Carolina in the field of soccer. And girls, are you here with me? That we are walking side by side. We no longer walk at the back. This reunion is not the end, but the beginning, the very first one. The venue for the second is up for grabs, and I heard this is hotly contested. It is uplifting, invigorating, reassuring, and generating. Family unity is what this is all about. This morning when I came in, everybody I met, there were tears in my eyes. There was a tears of joy. It was very nice to meet you. I don't know if the younger generation is experiencing this, but this is what I experienced. In this show of enthusiasm for this gathering, I'm just as proud of you all. You should be proud of yourself. We have all done very well. Let's give ourselves a try. Thank you all for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Nancy Shirley, for that very moving tribute to your family. It's indeed wonderful to note all these achievements that have been done by such a large family, and the fact that they were all moving on ahead. We are preparing for the next item. This item is a big mystery. It's been kept a very closely guarded secret. There's not very many people who know exactly what is going to happen next. And we're all looking forward to this item. It's going to be done by, I believe it's Karen and Sherlan from our Dallas family group.
There's another one in there.
Let me see what you have in here, man. You have plenty of pictures of them and right? You only have a few in here of them? You must have known them before me? Yes, I believe some of those guys used to walk to them. The shop was Sparrow. He named Peter, right? He was a nice man. Big and sparkling. They had 7 shops, you know. Oh, the right take care of everything. Yeah? Well, I know he married a nice lady who had a husband. She named her. She was able to talk to mine, but she was very nice. The house was always open to everybody, and she had plenty of food in her house. When the Oran died in 1973, Mrs. Oran went to America with her little daughter. Then in 1982, she passed away for her daughter. So I feel. Yeah, it's a whole set of them. But it was a big one. He got married that girl. What's her name? I think it was Tasha Betty. He had a two just like Betty. He was the first to go to America. And they had gone to Texas, I think it was. Yeah? I think it was Texas. He and Betty had 3 gal kids before they left. They had one boy born in Texas. You know, hot country. Yes, I think you're right, y'all. The boy named Max and his sister's name Kam Yoman Savi. Kam married one of them chemist doctors from India or Maldives. You know, one chemist doctor named Upala. Nova, the other hand, she married by the DNA. And he named Steve. One son named Nathan and one daughter named Shari. Sabi, small daughter. She married a surgeon doctor. Her name is and he named Shari. Sabi lived in Maryland. Oklahoma. Yes. But I may not you know this. When they passed away in 1985, I'm really sorry, not just like him. So. Georgetown ever, but you know what's going on till in the States. You know how I know the same way you know. Everybody know everybody here. You know that's the right little family here. They got the bakery shop on Sheriff Street, and then they got a Maha Street family. Them love the people. And then they had the other one before the store, right, you know. I know about that. We don't have, we discuss the things. Yes, you're right, gal. It's not hard to keep up with them abroad, you know. Meaning like that, but how you going to keep up with things, huh? Yeah. Let me see who we got here. Who was here about? Oh, this was the big one. And then after you, the big sister Maggie. She moved to Canada with her husband Paul and the 6 picnics. Yes, then it was the big one here, and then he married a country girl from the hoop. She was Sister Baby, I think husband's sister. And that's two picnics, Shara, Spanish, and Kieran. Vishal Badi's second son, and he married a Chief. They have one, Vishnu have one son named Palvi and a daughter named Janine. And the big daughter Rani, she got 362. She married a handsome by Shamir. What was Badi next picnic? I think that, what was it? Was it not Mama? Yeah, I believe so. Here, still one. They got 2 daughters in the Navy. And I think after she was Ravi, and Ravi got one child and was I don't know. Anyway, they got handsome Sylvie, Ronnie husband's sister. And after him, Ravi is been the lookout lady. And she got one daughter, and she married one of the sheep. And they live in Dallas too. With the he family and Ronnie is she family. Everybody lives in Dallas, right? Yes. And Paul, he lives in Dallas also. So me and you know this. By his possibly in 1992. Yes, I remember Bobby. She was a pretty girl. The sister here was this one here, Bahan. She became the Ayaranda. They live in Dallas with all the children. They have 3 daughters and 1 son, like what is a Betty. You remember she? All the picture was finished up road. The next one named Krishna, and he married a girl named Sati girl, you know. They got a son named Krishna and another girl named Katie. Roni's the big daughter, and she got 3 daughters, Bata, Shavana, and Lola. She married a boy named Gerald. Nadir is the next daughter. And she never married yet. She lucky. She ain't got a cook for nobody. Anyway, here the last 15 years her, and she married by the cook for who named King. Well, it seemed like a whole set of them in Texas. Let me see. Here's the next brother. He named Punis. He also married a gal named Betty from Crane, West Coast area. And they left Guyana a long time ago. And they got 2 sons named Roy and Capel. Roy, Capel, I hear that Papa handsome and he's single. You got him, I couldn't see. But Roy, he married a girl named Davy. Ben Houseman, sister. And all of them live in England. But Punis come back to Guyana once in a while. Who else you have in here? You skip a big one. Missing may not have them the right technique. Missing, you are little obviously like a badly or oh, thank you. You remember this one over here? This is Lisa. Your man left the shop for her. She married a boy named Andy. And they got one son named Dave with the biggest head of the age married, but he finished school. Yes. Yes. What she? This is Shirley. You remember she? We thought she was never going to get married. All of my she married a handsome guy. Joshua Peter. Peter. They live in Dallas with his mom's son Owen, and he engaged a fine girl named Radhika. They have one daughter who is a big child. She named Shoreman. She married one of the boys from New York named Randy, and they live in Houston. Hold on. Don't tell me she married one of them long bums. She is dad's mom, that's your mom. What happened to you? Not everybody from New York is like your son-in-law. Listen. Shortly after son is a Marine. The man named Danish. He married a girl from Tennessee, named Mikey, and he lives in North Carolina. He got 2 children named Dylan and Michaela. I hated this girl from Papa down to Oh, yes. The grandmother can dance, the daughter can dance, and the granddaughter can dance. Dancing is in the blood. You ever see Shirley, other sister Molly? Oh, yeah, I'll show you how she does well. I got something. Look at this pajamas, Molly. She was proper creepy. She had plenty of boys that are like shit. She ended up marrying Jessica's son, Conrad, and they got a daughter named Katrina. She's still in school. Molly and the daughter live in Dallas. And they got proper nice, just like Molly, you know. Well, over here, it's safe. And she was quiet and proper smart at school. You know, she had a minor country boy from the named Arnold. That man was proper handsome. They used to live in Dallas, but they moved back to Houston just recently. The Chick-Tree, Karen, Joel, and Mooney, they live back in Dallas also. Arnold, he got a next son named Arnie. He lives in England. Was it the kind of girl? She's so old, is she married yet? I mean, there was a mother the other day, and she was telling me she's looking for a boy for Karen. But Karen, you know. Women can tell you, she's so funny. This young girl. You know, when we get after a long time, we'll start on to the man. You know, when you get on people and you food ready, you get on real ignorant. So when we also start getting on stupid, I watch it like he's mad. He's a guy, and he shut up, you know. All right, now. This one is Ramesh P. He's the next brother. That's what a sweet boy. Oh, me, mama. Lazy girlfriend. Oh, he married a girl named Sheila. Sheila, yeah. They got 2 sons named Rajesh and Mahesh. He is Dallas too, you know. Well, I know the small brother better. He had a shop after he went back to Canada. Rachel was a small piece by herself, you know, and he married a fine gal named Indra. She was just as short. But here's the thing now, they got 2 sons named Suji and Yogi, and their boys tall, and none of them look like Suji. She looked after her mother and after her father died. She lived in New York too, far away from her husband. They have 2 boy picnics. The small boy named Corey. And he proper resembles Shane. Rory feel that? 11 children. It's about time. I'm not forgetting my lunch ready. You better go home before party. You come and look famous. Yeah, all right, then. Well, let's think about the next song we need to talk about, all right? See you next time, right? All right.
Ladies and round of applause for a really, really memorable skit. Extremely well done. Oh, wow. Reader after that. Okay, we want to move right along because we're doing fine so far in time. I was going to ask Auntie Paula to take over the second half of the MC job, but she kindly, she passed it over to Krishna, her son, but she's asked me to continue on, and he will be providing a vote of thanks at the end of the evening. So I'll take the liberty of carrying on, and the next speaker up is Rudy, and Rudy is going to speak of the one girl in the four branches, familiarly known to everybody as Auntie Chan, and he is the grandson of Auntie Chan. Come on.
Members of the head table, my mom, my wife Zero, aunties and uncles, cousins, grandmother, friends. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rudy Duran. I'm the eldest child of Flora and the late Cecil Surani. The eldest grandchild of Chandroti Prasad and the nephew of Kevraj Prasad. Tonight I'm representing the Chandroti line of the family, and I would like to start by giving you a brief look at that branch of the family tree. Ma, as I prefer to refer to her, was the only daughter of Ram Vikan and Sanchari, who had 4 children. I'm sure that her brothers Ramut, Sunarain and Deodarain loved her very much, and likewise she adored them. Ma died on February 6, 1988 at the age of 75. At the time of her death, she was survived by her 2 children, Kamraj, who reside in New York, and Flora, my mother, who's sitting right over here. She was also survived by 10 grandchildren. I must call their names, or they'll have my head if I don't. Nalini, Shanta, Mitra, Bisham, all of New York, myself, Paul and Lila of Guyana, Indra of Calgary, Alberta, Savita of Trinidad and Tobago, and Jagdish, my brother, and also 4 great-grandchildren. Had she been alive today, she would have been the proud great-grandmother of 10 great-grandchildren. At this point, I would also like to mention another of her grandchildren, Kate Ram, who sadly passed away on February 28, 86 at the age of 21. Before I get into telling you a little bit about Ma and the kind of person she really was, I would just like to share a little something with you that I've thinking about a little, but I'm not a real great believer in it. When Ma died, I couldn't attend the funeral, as I was working in Jamaica at the time, and Khalil, my wife, was expecting Alicia, daughter, who was born 3 weeks after Ma's death. I remember my mom and dad calling to congratulate us when Alicia was born. And one of the things my mom said was, "Son, you know who you got here." She said, "You got your grandmother there. Take good care of her." Since then, I've been constantly observing Alicia to see if I can find any link between herself and my grandmother. The only thing I can find is her great love for her grandmother. If I get to her, to Alicia, my mother must be her mother too, or her daughter, sorry. If my daughter turns out to be my grandmother, then that would be a real confusing relationship. I don't know if she's going to tell me what to do, or I should be telling her what to do. And I wish to tell you a few stories of stories I've heard from my parents, and stories I've experienced with her, and the way I saw her through the eyes of her grandchild. In this way, I hope to bring out the kind of person she was, and I'm sure that those of you who were around during her time would be able to relate to some of them. One of the things I constantly heard while growing up was the strictness in bringing up her own 2 kids, especially in the customs and traditions that she herself was brought up in. I heard stories of the thrashing they got in their hides whenever they stepped over the ground, something my own mom must have copied when she was bringing us up. There's one other person in the gathering who spent some time with my grandmother, and that is Auntie Patty over there. I understand she was well favored by Ma. Ma's eyes, she never did anything wrong. I never could understand how she got away with feeling the lastigen and not being scratched in her hide like my mom when she was small too. Ma was hardworking and very religious. She was also well respected by all those who knew her. She attended church on a regular basis, and because of her commitment to religion and the church, she was appointed the treasurer and served in that capacity for many years. Maybe that's where I got my account in my blood. All it goes all the way back there. She organized many of the church's activities, and my fondest memories of that was the annual fairs where we were allowed to pass in free with Auntie Chan's grandchildren. We were allowed to work in the stand of helpers, much to the envy of all friends. Due to her being my grandmother, and as a result of her popularity and her voice down where she lived, and neighboring acquaintances where we lived, many people got to know us as Auntie Chan's grandchildren. I remember it was like living under a shadow constantly. Growing up, there was always a fear of doing something wrong, or someone would recognize you, and word would get back to your parents, which on a few occasions did happen, when we forgot who we really were. I remember her being generous, loving, always kissing, even in the most public places. Whether it was playing ball on the side of the road and she was passing it, or we were passing each other maybe on the way to school. It didn't matter how big we were, she still wanted to hug us, she still wanted to sit in her, she still wanted us to be beside her. I remember her bringing us gifts, sweets, birthday cakes on a special day. Sometimes you wish your grandmother was your own mother. I'm sure all of you out there with grandmothers can relate to that. In the eyes of grandparents, you do no wrong. It was always a pleasure to see Ma. From where we lived, we could see her in the distance when she was coming to visit. I remember the first person to see her was raise the alarm, and everyone would drop what they were doing and race down the stairs out of the gate, down the road, to reach her first. And all the time shouting at the top of our voices, "Mass coming, mass coming." I must say to all my friends, she was also Mass. It was strange when the Indian ones followed Mass. It was really odd when the black ones also followed Mass. I remember one day she was visiting without myself and brother knowing. And we were having a fight, screaming and shouting. As soon as we saw her, it was like nothing happened. This is the kind of respect she commanded of us. Of course, nothing can beat going to your grandparents' house. There's nothing you can do, there's nothing you couldn't do, and having a shop was nothing more than any grandchild could wish for. You not only had your skill there, but you ended up taking home as well. Mr. MC, family and friends, this is the way I remember Chandra Prasad, my grandmother, and wherever she is tonight. We should have been. I'm told also I must say something about my dad. My dad passed away on June 4th, 1990, at the age of 63. Daddy joined the family on November 26, 1950, when he married my mom. And if he was around tonight, he and I would have had a fight as to who should be up here to represent the family. I think I might have just edged them out because of my blood relations and being. My dad hadn't begun full and interest in life, and except for his illness, if he had a chance to do it all again, I'm sure he would have loved to live it the same way. Dad played his usual role as father by providing all the necessities of life. But in addition to these, he provided us with other things. He taught us about responsibility, about dedicating ourselves to whatever we do, and giving your best at all times. He taught us that through hard work we can attain success. I've seen that in his life, and I'm now trying to practice it in my own life. As high school students, he would take turns with my mom to sit up with us during the long hours of college. As he said, he wanted us to become something. Even though neither of them knew French, Spanish, the sciences, nor trigonometry, their presence and encouragement helped us through those tough nights and was even of greater help when we went on our own to study and later on our life of our own. It was nice to have a father like him, and wherever he is from, may he rest in peace. At this point, I would like to read a message from my uncle Mohamed in New York. Pretty short one. And he said that congratulations and best wishes on the celebration. An occasion like this is so important. I hope that we can do this many more times so that we can continuously be in touch. In conclusion, on behalf of the members of our family and the camaraderie, I would like to thank the organizers of this occasion, people like Uncle Jai, Uncle Suresh, Sridas, Uncle Andy and Auntie Leela for the many hours they put in coming up with the masterpieces that you see around there, the family tree. All the persons who have assisted in the preparation of food. My wife and I have been assistants early this morning. And everyone else who have been involved in some way in making this occasion what it is. Thank you. you, and I hope you all have a most wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rudy. Another very full and moving tribute to Auntie Chan, as I call her, and that family group. Right now, we want to move right along. We have another exciting dance piece coming up. This time, it leaves some of the next generation up from the ones that danced last time. Okay, there are lots of snacks and food on the table. We have a big dinner coming up afterwards. Please help yourself as we go by. Okay, everyone settle. Come on, girls. dancing, singing, one skip. And the Ryan family's got a multi-faceted mode of talent here. And we're parading them before you so you can see what the offspring has got. And we're in the Ryan that go out in the future generations. Who knows, we may have some stars of the future. At this time, I would like to welcome to the microphone to give his speech on behalf of the Dear Ryan family. As you know, we're having this wonderful first reunion in Toronto, and this branch of the family were the pioneers in the city of Toronto coming out of Guyana, and they have come here and they have held themselves wonderfully together as a large family unit and have welcomed in everyone else. I know when myself came here and all the other members of the family came here, they were always welcome into this branch of the family. And I think they've shown us today in this reunion that they've more or less, their family are the largest hosts. I know there's some other members of our groups here, but they've been the largest hosts. They've shown us what they can produce and what they can put on here, and I think we're having a great, wonderful time. And I would like to bring on Uncle Cecil to pay his tribute on behalf of the Dear Ryan family.
Shuffle the puck.
Well, it's our first family reunion, and I hope you all are having a good time. I hope you are. I guess at this time, being the last in the family, I'm at a little disadvantage because most of my speech you've already heard. Everybody speaks a little here, a little there, it leaves me with nothing. So what I thought I'd do at this time is to give a little background, resume of where we are right now, and that is the Ramlutine family, with the 3 boys and 1 daughter. We have Big Papa, the Ramlut family. We have Little Papa, Ship family, Chan Auntie, and Daddy. And between the 4, this is what we end up with. It's not all, but it's a good start. Okay? The Ramwood family has been put forward to us before. I guess I can say Big Papa started a tradition in this family because he, like most elders in all branches of the family, seemed to lead the way as to where that family is going. As was pointed out, Big Papa started out with the grocery shop in Bar Street, moved on to Broad Street, with the wood factory, expanded into the baker shop, moved on to the cinema. And his flair for business has certainly been transmitted down to his children and the grandchildren. Little Papa, one of the things I always remember of the family, and when I say the family, these are the elders, is they never seemed to want to compete with each other in businesses. Little Papa was left to look after the drugstore piece. He flourished in James Street, moved on to Regent Street, had a kicking kitty, and I always remembered him because I could remember the days going to James Street, and he always seemed to have time for me to have a chat, and it's one of the things I really appreciated of him. He, even though he was a businessman, had the time to father 12 children, one better than the Ramwood family, they had 11. I guess The next one was Auntie Chan. And they say one girl in a family should be enough, but I don't think so. But we were lucky enough to have that one girl child in the family as our Auntie Chan, most affectionately known as Fuku to all of us. She, they tell me, claimed that she does not have a very easy time growing up between three brothers, because they seem to have taken advantage of our good spirit and our gentle nature. Now you have to remember, as they were growing up, little Papa, as someone referred to him as Max, you know, other than being a businessman, he apparently had this flair for promoting wrestling matches on the weekend. And the two wrestlers were Auntie Chan and Daddy. Now, their names weren't as, you know, glamorous like Sweet Mama or the Hulk. But as I understand it, Auntie Chan was Pemia and Daddy was Jim Crow. So, I guess that brings me to Daddy. And I'd like to run down briefly his side of the family tree. Being the youngest son in the family, you were taught that, you know, he should have a life of luxury. He started out by living with his parents, singing with the boys across the Punch Fence Road, sitting on the bridge watching the punks and the girls go by. But a few things like raising cows and planting rice got in his way for having a good time. As was pointed out, most of the family ended up in business, and Daddy opened up a grocery shop out in the Garnet Street area. And I was talking with Sister Babin today, but no, they were telling me when they went up into the back dam, they used to go to swim, but it wasn't, it was really to look at girls. Goes back into the Narayan tradition. Now, Daddy being tall, fair of complexion, and very handsome. Oops.
They're here.
Okay. I guess as the youngest member of the family, I often wondered, why did Dada and Auntie stop having children after Daddy? So, not being there, I can only conjecture what happened. I just visualized Dada at the 9-day work, holding Daddy up proudly into the air and looking at him and saying, well, after 3 attempts, is this the best I can do? Or did he really say, after 3 attempts, this is the best I can do, therefore I'm going to stop? So that's what I think as to why they had the 4 children. Now, Daddy, like I said, Dada and Auntie figured because of his looks, they should marry him off very early. So, as Mommy would tell it, Daddy went up to Duke to see her cousin, but the fact that she was so shy, demure, very beautiful, Daddy decided to marry her instead of her cousin. So they were married on July the 8th, 1934, at the ripe old ages of 19 and 18. Those of you that are 19 and 18, do you see how much you're missing? Let me find my spot, okay? Actually, once they got married, I think they decided to start their family right away. And after 2 unsuccessful attempts, their first surviving son is Paul. He is really a living evidence that they were in the experimental age. You're going to get me back tonight, are you? Anyway, if you would join with me, I'd like to introduce him because he is our eldest member of our family. Paul, please. Next, of course, came yours truly. As you can see, things were getting better. I improved on look, charm, but most of all on height. Paul was actually born on December the 20th, 1936, married in 1961, and has one son, Ken. I was born on December the 2nd, 1938, was married in 1964 to Sybil, and those of you that don't know her, she's not pregnant this year, she's over there. And we have 2 children, Nadir and Indir. After me, I guess things started to get a little better, as we all could tell from the evidence. Mommy's and Daddy's next temp was Brother Jai. He's affectionately known. Brother Jai was born on April 20th, 1940. He was married to Delaney in 1963. Have 2 children, Malti and Jai Jai. They ran out of names when they just named Jai Jai. After Jai, I guess Mommy and Daddy didn't know what else to do, so they gave the next one just as much as they gave Jai, but they added a boy. He's the singing member of the family. He's Neville, like to be known as ID. I'm not sure if that's identification. Neville was born on April the 17th, 1942. His birthday is tomorrow. She's married to Radhika in 1964, has 2 children, Darren and Nadia. Sorry. After Neville, I guess Mommy and Daddy must have started to eat different food, drink different water because something happened. They got 3 girls in a row. These 3 girls have nothing in common other than the famous, as Sati would say, the only common denominator is the famous Narang Basi. And if you would like to see it, you all have to come to Big Gate, go to Paul's room, and there's a good picture there of it. The first of the 3 girls was Sheila. Sheila was born on November 18, 1943, married to Mike in 1965, and has 2 children, Aniel and Sharman. They send their warmest greetings, and regret they couldn't be here today. After Sheila was Rita. Rita was born on August 12, 1945, married to Jeevan in 1973, and has 2 children, Navanika and Ravika. Next was Sati. Sati was born on March 18, 1947, married to Vic in 1972, and has 2 children, Navin and one of the dancers, Shane. After Sati, I guess, Mommy and Daddy decided they should get back on track to making this boys' cricket team. So it's a heck with the girls, we have enough water people right now, you know. So they had 4 boys in a row. Their first, Lakshman, that's their beta. He was born on February 5th, 1947. After that, she was Devnath. Devnath was born on July the 9th, 1950. He is married to Sandra in 1974 and has 2 children, Adina and Alex. After Devnath was Mohan. Mohan was born on December the 20th, 1951. Married Mala in 1976 and have 2 children, Narita and Miss Nadine. Next, they had the one that's famously known as Mr. Rothman, Trey. Trey was born on November the 5th, 1953, married to America in 1976, and has one son, Andrew. By 1955, you have to realize that he is now 40 years old. He's in the prime of his life. Have nothing but everything to look forward to. And along comes Lolita, this frail-looking gal pygmy. She was born, like I said, in 1955, November the 4th, married to Dave in 1978, and has 2 children, Sean, and another one of the dancers, Amanda. Despite her frail beginnings, as her nephew would tell her, she's starting to develop that famous Narayan Bhakti. Whether by design or intent, and I've often asked Mommy why Loaf was the last, all she would say to me was she didn't have any help raising any children, with 11 and 12 before. Anyway, the last in the family is Loaf now. Loaf was born on February 25th, 1958. And outside of the family, there are some noteworthy events here in 1994. Neville and I both got married in 1964, so this year would be our 30th anniversary. This year also marks the 30th birthday of Malti, and entering the teen years are Navanita and Narissa. Now I've been told that the Narayan boys, or the Dev Narayan boys, did not inherit that potent gene of the Narayan family, because as you go through the children of the Dev Narayan, his grandchildren, there were only 3 boys in the family in order to carry on the Narayan name. But I'd like to point out that Dada and Dad Aji only had 3 sons. And of those 3 sons, they had 36 children. So as far as I'm concerned, there is no problem here, because when it comes, push to shove, a Narayan stud is a Narayan stud. I think I would be a little amiss here today, because this reunion being our 4th, and I think in order to come we should pay tribute not only for the people making this event and all the hard work that goes into it, but to pay tribute to the ones that the oldest members say. That is independence. And this year, and now being, I guess, the old generation would know, this is the period of Navrat, and it's most appropriate that our oldest member here today is Mommy. So I'd like to give her a big hand. Now, before I go, this is also a very special year for 2 dear people, Sanbai and Bauji. It is his 70th birthday, as well as their 50th anniversary. And I would really be amiss if I do not say something to both of them, because they've played a very large part in my life. Like I said, it seems that the oldest member of each arm of the family set the trend for that family. And Sanbai certainly did that, not only for the Ramroot family, but for the Narayan. And I would like to say to you, Baya, that I'm going to tell you something here today that I don't think you would ever remember, and that is when I was growing up, you had a very profound effect on my life. I know you've helped me morally when I wanted some guidance as to what I should do. Financially, you got me started to get where I am today. So in a lot of respects, you are partially responsible for what I am today, and I thank you for that. When I was very small, I can remember back in the Bar Street area where you and Balchi lived. You used to live up at the front unit in Bar Street. And you guys that did not live with Sonny Bai would not remember him the way he was in Bar Street. He was like a cow peacock walking around most of the time with a towel around him. And one day he went to the back for a shower. I strolled into the front room, and there he had his drafting work on a drafting table. And I said, well, he's a very good guy. I looked at it and I said, well, he needs some help. You know, this drawing had so many lines in it, they were all going here, there, everywhere. Nothing was tied up, so I joined them all up for it. So I felt very proud. Hey, I'm helping the guy, you know. And I went up in Bar Street there and sat down by the Chelsea, and I said, I'll wait and watch him come, because when he comes, I'll see how appreciative he is of my help. And he got to the room, and you never heard such a roar and a swearing, you know. And I said, well, if that's the way he's going to behave, I'm not going to tell him I'm the one that helped him. Balchi, you also had a very big impact on my life, because when we were growing up, we lived with Dad in Bar Street. And after Sonny Bai left to go up to England, you had Savi. And one of the chores that we had to do, believe it or not, Balchi would have Paul and I take Savi out in a pram until she fell asleep. Boy, she can cry. Anyway, this used to cut into our, you know, when you're small, you want to play bat and ball in the gutter. So Paul and I figured out the best way we could get Savi to sleep was to make some fast turns with her. Well, for those of you that remember or by some, the streets of Bar Street were not the smoothest in the world. They were not paved with gold. So Paul and I would take that pram, run it up Bar Street, up James Street, down Hampton Street, down the Pontrench Road, and get her back there to the house, and in one lap, Savi would be sound asleep. You have to visualize during this trip what was going on though, because Savi in the pram, her eyes would bulge. What little hair she had would be flying back. She tried to jump out a few times onto the pram, but by the time we made that one lap, Savi was sound asleep. So now you know where she peed from. That's from Paul and I. So I thank you for teaching me to run, because it came in very handy as I was growing up, because whenever Mommy wanted to beat me, I used to say, catch me first. So to the two of you, on this very special day, I'd like to wish you all the best. Bounty, for your anniversary, I'd like to say, on behalf of all of us here, and for those that cannot make it or did not make it here today, I wish you long life, peace, and happiness always. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mohamed-Sukhu, for that very moving tribute. And I'd like to just move right along within the Dear and Ryan family. I'd like to ask Jai Jai to come on up and add his tribute to the family.
Thank you very much. I hope I won't be up here as long as some of my colleagues have been. First of all, I'd like to say that, on a more serious note, that I've noticed a few dances this evening. Sudhi, Yogi, and Joel and I wanted to put on a dance, but We couldn't get the matching curtains in time. I'll have to come up here and speak. So, what I'm going to be discussing is somebody very dear to me, somebody very dear to all of us. Starting right from the top of our family, Aji. She's my Aji, but I hear there's more than one, like there's other Ajis here today. That seems to be a foreign concept to me. But I'm going to be talking about Aji and her influences upon my life as I grew up. As I go through life, there's a lot of different characteristics of mine, hobbies of mine, tendencies, and I think a lot of them have to do with influence that I've had on my life, Aji being a big one. I can only name a few in this forum right now, but hopefully there'll be ones that truly display the character that she's created within me. First one is something that is truly a joy of my life. The Price is Right. If you need to know the price of dune buggies, jukeboxes, anything that you'll never have in your lifetime, Aji and I both know the prices, and the price will be right. Another hobby, I would say, or trait that she's delivered to me is something that unfortunately has been somewhat of a detriment to my life. Sorry, Aji. After lunch at work, I tend to want to have a nap. So, needless to say, I can't have a nap at home, but my parents always find me asleep on the couch when they get home. So that's another thing that Aji has endured to me after, her chasing me around, and my sister and Kenny and a number of other individuals who she pretty well did a daycare job during the daytime when we were younger. She had to put us to sleep. And I've gotten quite used to it. Another thing, after the nap, eventually, if there was a day off school or something along those lines, another characteristic that Aji has delivered to me has been just my utmost joy for the soap opera. The Young and Restless, right after a nap, is just cricket, what's cricket up to, Danny Romanelli, the whole group. It's just, a whole day, The Price is Right, your nap, soap operas, come on. You can't ask for anything else. But on a more serious side, a lot of us, I think in this generation, a lot of you probably have younger children, which I can see from looking around the room, and perhaps you don't have a figure such as Aji to drop them off during the daytime. I know I was somewhat spoiled because I didn't have to deal with 20 other kids and getting a cookie or anything, upstairs. Aji was making baked with the tawa, And if you wanted some mambo, it would soon be at hand. Plus, you get fed at home, you have 2 breakfasts, one at 6 o'clock with your mom who, doesn't make up any breakfast. Aji would have some happening food over there, mutton curry, which I don't care for right now too much, but it was big over at Aji's place. But there was that friendship, that love. Whenever you went over to Aji's place, you know that, stay away from Dado, stay close to Aji and you'll be okay. Aji actually is an inventor of sorts. She has cured the common cold. You just have to lie down, have her pat you on the head with Limacol. The cure for the common cold, okay? Right on the head. White people are dumbfounded. They sniffle, they sneeze, they cough. Gentle pat on the head, Limacol. My mom tried it, doesn't work. Unfortunately, through Aji running around after me and Kenny and Malcolm once again, her knees are bad. She's tough on the steps. She can't take any steps. So Unfortunately, going down the steps this morning was a bit of a travel, but I'm glad that she's come back here. And I thank you very much for listening to me, and I thank you very much for her love and kindness throughout the years, because it's something that I think that unfortunately we don't see too much in today's society, and it's something I was spoiled with, and it's something that I hope everybody values. Thank you.
Beautiful tribute to Angie, and if I may ask the indulgence of everyone here today, there are, as Judge said, a lot of other Angies in the room today, and I would like us to ask all of these Angies to stand for us to give them a moving tribute, because I think they all deserve a wonderful thanks. Can you please stand, all the Angies, so we know where you are?
Auntie Boji. Auntie Boji.
Mommy, and Shakti, can you please stand so we can give you a tribute song? Over here, Auntie. So you guys have a stand up with. Oh, there you are. Any more ideas in that corner? What about here? What about this? Oh, it's a good idea. Just stay over here. Let's stay over here. There's gotta be ideas here. Oh, yeah, ideas. Okay. Moving on down, any ideas over there? Any coming around? Any ideas? I'm here. Okay. Ideas, okay. Now here's an idea as well. I know where I'm going. Wonderful. Thanks. Okay, really. Okay. I think the time is coming now. We have spoken and we've heard a lot about all the branches of the family, and I think we've learned a lot from all the various speakers, and I think we've come away today with a lot of the sense of what this family is all about and the values that they hold very dearly. Family after family has gotten up and almost said the same things, and we are all the same family and the same values, the same love. The same messages have been coming down consistently. And right now, we've come to a section where we're honoring and paying tribute to one of the eldest members of the family, Mr. Peter Ryan, who I call Papa. He is my father's eldest brother. And I think right now we've got his grandchildren who will come forth and give both Papa and Mama a garland to honor them. I stand corrected, there is great grandchildren, not his grandchildren. At this time, I'd like to have his granddaughter, Kiran, come forth and provide the tribute to Papa and Mama.
First, I'd like to read a message from my uncle, who couldn't be here, from him and his family. They're sending you golden wishes on your sister's wedding anniversary. Ravi, Chandra, and your precious Pratiksha join with the family in this special celebration and wish you many more to come. We ourselves got engaged on this special date, April 16, 9 years ago. With all of Lordship's blessings and lots of love always, Ravi, Chandra, and your strong girl protection. Now I'm going to talk a little on behalf of my brother Sanjay, my sister Kavita, and my cousin Pratiksha. Where do I begin to talk about two special people who have influenced each of us in this room in a direct or indirect way? So I will begin with my beginning. As a child, there are many characteristics inborn in all of us. Since early childhood, such as honesty, loyalty, trust, and love. As a child, I was taught to trust and not to lie, never to cheat, steal, or betray another person. As I grew older, I began to understand these values demonstrated by my grandparents through their patience, sincerity, unlimited love, humility, and loyalty. Today, it is honor and a profound sense of recognizing the roots of our descent that I pay tribute to the golden wedding anniversary of my grandparents. And to the not so young folks, I wonder how many of you were grandparents at 43, like my grandfather. And to the young folks, I hope many of you will also be given the glorious task of paying tribute to such inspiring grandparents whose example will be a legend for all of us. Thank you.
Right, this is the moment we've all waited for. And at this time, we would like to ask Papa to come forward and give his address to us as the senior member of the family. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Karen, can you take a picture?
Today really has been an education for me. I, like Joshua, still going to school. And today has been a good session that I have attended, because the family has scattered to so many corners of North America and United Kingdom that sometimes you meet them very, very rarely, and because of this, sometimes when you even see them, you don't recognize them. You have to be reintroduced to them. As it happened here today, some I could recognize straight off. But some of the younger ones, I have to inquire, who is this one and who is that one. So for me, it has been an education and a reintroduction to my own family. But I'm happy today that there are people here outside of our blood and related family, because whatever we are, there are people outside who can also contribute, or you can benefit from your relationship with them. Two persons or two families, two couples that were here, one I noticed has left, Chabi Pan and his wife.
they I got to know a little later, after I got married. But I had the pleasure of having Chubby and his wife spending their, when he and his wife got married, to spend their honeymoon in our home when we were district engineer in Essequibo. And who knows, maybe that was the beginning of the first issue of that family. Ari and his better half who come in, of course I knew them longer. And Ari and I went to school together. And our association was very close until Ari came over to live in Canada. And that association, Ari attended, I think he and maybe Mamu, or who they call, my Mamu, who they call Charity Uncle, and I believe Dubra Chacha, they must be the only persons in this room who might have attended our wedding ceremony. So we are indeed happy that these persons are here to be with us on this occasion. And they have all in their own way have contributed in making our lives what it is. Ari's family is so close that his sisters call me brother, and they call, you call her Bhauji, and they call her Bhauji too. So this is the closeness that exists. So thank you for coming, Adi. I heard you were away in Guyana. You came in only Friday, but you found the time to be here. But as I was listening and looking at the kids, you know, and seeing the performances taking place, I think to myself how times have changed and how our culture has even changed. Because I remember when I was little, very young, and when we had functions like weddings and things like that, and the person who used to put me up to this, as you've heard, there are people in our family that put others up to little things, used to be Siv Chacha. And you know, he was a good Biraha singer. So I used to be his star dancer. So whenever the Nagara starts knocking and he starts singing, I have to dance. But I say how different that type of dancing is to the type of dancing I see now. So the culture has changed and become more refined and more modern and so forth, and that's good. Nothing is wrong with that. And I remember the Brad Chacha then, when they used to perform Ram Leela performance on the factory concrete in Bel Air. Now you ask the kids about Ram Leela, they probably don't know what you're talking about. But nevertheless, they are keeping up with culture because at least they could sing something, they could dance something which is in keeping with this tradition. But another thing, you know, when I was thinking of all these things, as some of the older ones here might know, I grew up really with my grandparents. And sometimes I think how fortunate I am to have found myself in that position. Because having got not living my father, my mother, as you know, died very young. Soon after, when I was very young. And so, after I lived with grandparents, my father and Mama, who we called, he got married again, and we all called her Mama. And Steve Chacha and his wife, Buddy Chacha and his wife, and Hua, or some people call her Chan auntie. To me, they all became my parents, and they were treated equally as my parents. I never distinguished between my real father and Steve Chacha or Buddy Chacha, or between the spouses, that they were any different. I believe it's because I wasn't attached to any particular part of the family. And so, and although I belonged to a particular part of the family, I was not really attached to it completely. I really bridged all the family. And I believe this is why you would find that in that generation, all the children, from whichever, whether it's poor children or Steve Chacha children or Buddy Chacha children, or from my own parents' children, they all call me Baya. And I think this is how it all started. And I think that is a unique position really for me, which I enjoyed throughout my life. But I found that really coming a little later, that kind of tradition started to change. And when you get to the next generation, these families they remained close, but they remained close within the mother and father roots. And because they start living far apart, some start going abroad and things like that. Now, of course, people, I recognize here now, like this reunion, that's why I said this has been like an education for me. This reunion that you're having, and I must congratulate all the people who thought about it, and all of those who have done everything to make this the success it is today. That this should really bring the family, bring that closeness that existed. It is not a kind of an insular closeness, but it is a family closeness. It's at least knowing your roots, knowing who you really are. Because you will find that there is a lot you can benefit from by having this sort of closeness and not having just a kind of a casual kind of interaction one with the other. So this has been a good experience for me, and I so enjoy it, and you have been so gracious to us to have it on this occasion when it has been my 70th birth anniversary and our 50th wedding anniversary, that I thought that the children have contributed to this thought, that we should do something whereby we can leave with at least each section of the family some little memento that you will remember this occasion by. Not only until you have the next one, but even longer than that. And so, either now or later, I don't know when, I propose to, whenever later, I propose there's a book. It's called Visions of a Better World. What I propose is that this book will be presented, one, to each family. I can't give to everyone, we don't have enough copies, but to each family a copy will be given. And I hope you will keep that as a memento in remembrance of this day, which we are celebrating here today. So once again, I must thank you all for remembering our 50th anniversary and helping us to celebrate it. And again, I must congratulate you for putting on this great reunion. And someone was saying, you know, when the speeches were being given, I was listening to how many children. I said, my gosh, if all of them were like Ramrup, Dale Narayan, and Steve Narayan, you had to hire a bigger hall. But all I was hearing is twos. So I wondered what happened with the one in front of the two, because those guys, they never went in twos, unless they were twins, of course. Cheaper by the dozen. So nice to be with you. I don't know how you will do the next one, and because I think this is a young man's job, eh, Josh? It's not really for people like me. We will give technical advice. But I think it's a very good idea. It's a good tradition you've started. And of course, I think we must appreciate that it's not only the Ramlakans here. There have been a lot of interaction with the Ramlakans who are here. And we must be grateful for all of them, because they have come in to make the Ramlakans and the Narayans. Some have adopted the names of Narayan, but sometimes they live better as Narayans than the Narayans themselves. And we must thank them all for this. So thank you once again, and all the best to all of you, and look forward to the next one.
Brought these mementos for us, as he said, and he would like to hand them out to the family. I think, Savi, you will assist with getting the books to hand them out. We would like basically a member from each of the families to come forward and receive the book. Basically, can we have someone from the Narayan family come forward for their thing? Maybe Uncle Jai can see the podium.
I think it wouldn't be just from the general family, it would be family units. So I think Savi should call out the names and let them come.
So like you would get one. Yeah.
Mommy would get one for one family. I know you want to show me to your phone, because I know you.
What's wrong with you?
Porta, my brother. Where is he? Okay. All right. Okay, so how are you?
Here's your clothes.
Yeah,
Here's your clothes.
Level?
You guys see how much get done.
Just so you can select levels, please mark the other head start to this. And you can also collect healers. And Rita. Kathy? Royal Kathy. Okay.
I wanted to share the knowledge.
Lilita. Is Lilita sit around? Okay, come on. Busy body. Lilita can also collect for do not and pray. I probably want to pray. Brother Mohan.
Yep, you want to know. No, that's good, yeah.
Okay, I think that concerns our family bio. Yeah, because I didn't get into like multi and yeah, okay? Alright.
Okay, you can go in reverse order, so Woody, you want to come up and just get your family, because you have to call up your family. Auntie Flora. Yeah, we'll get one for each plate for
My mom. And you can collect one for Uncle Kim next one. One for Uncle Kim, right? Small family.
Actually, you're close by, so.
Bernard? Mauli? Supa? Joshua? Andy? I'm sorry. Andy? That's a myth. Andy could have gone before Joshua. Molly? Sid? Bud, please take the one for Mom, Ramesh. And Ramesh.
And Indira.
And Indira. Ramesh. And Indira.
collect on behalf of my father. Mommy, can you come up? Go.
I don't want you in my picture. I don't want you in my picture.
Jackie. It's Robin. Writing for Robin.
Hi, Rob. Goodbye.
We'll do that right now. Maybe Angelina? Angelina? Sorry? Can't you get it? Sorry. Ramesh for Kasturi. Angelina.
I didn't want to do that.
Auntie Doris?
You're the one with the
Auntie Doris now. Can you also select for Auntie Doris and Auntie Indra? I'm still connecting.
Must be getting
Papa says that this is income for.
the
Freddy or Manju? Krishna by proper request.
Oh boy. I gotta read it. Call your name and you know
Vishnu? Who's going to do it? Uncle Paul for Vishnu? Nani?
I tell you, man.
Shanta, Libra. That's it? Okay, keep back. I guess keep back here. Thank you very much, Uncle Paul. Thank you very much, Papa and Mama, for sharing those books with us. I'm sure we will read it, treasure it, and keep it as a lasting memento of your celebrating this wonderful year for you and for all of us. At this time, Uncle Mohamed-Sukhu would like to make an announcement.
We have prepared a book here in memory of Baghi. Sister Baghi to some of you, Auntie Baghi to the others. And we would like to distribute it to every member of the households also. I've got 50 here, and we'll try to give everyone as much, as who we can possibly give it to. It is a book of bhajans. That's all a book of bhajans and prayer. So we'll be circulating it later on. Okay?
Thank you very much, Uncle Paul, for sharing that with us. We want to move on because we're running a little late. It's 6 o'clock. We should be doing dinner at this time, but as we're running a little late, we still got a couple of items to do. We know that there are a number of people who want to pay their tribute who were not on the official list, and we did have a segment for open floor at this point in time, but because of the fact that we're running a little late, what we plan to do is to move ahead after the next item, which is the closing item. We'll move ahead and after dinner during our dessert period, when we get a little settled and we've had our fill, we will then open the floor for general tributes from, I know there's a lot of people here who would like to add their comments, their tributes, their well wishes for this occasion. We've not forgotten you, but in the essence of time and moving along, we wanted to let you know that you will be available. Okay, at this time we have a segment for the dancers. This time we're going to have, I believe, a combination of the younger or the two generations of dancers. And after that, we'll go into our closing vote of thanks. And after Shirley.
Shave on your head.
Okay, Nani, are you ready? Are we all ready? Ari, you all ready? Okay? Music. Thank you very much, you wonderful, wonderful dancers, and the future of the young generation is in real good shape. We're going to continue, or...
Okay, all right.
Okay, here we go. The photo opportunity.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. I think we've proven that the future hall group put in the right tradition of dancing and singing and sporting, and these young women of our family will become the next pioneers of the future in the right direction. we're going to go into our closing section now as far as the formal session, and then after that we're going to be moving on to dinner. At this point in time, Mr. Singh, who is a close friend of Papa's and Mama's, has asked to make a short tribute. He may not be able to give it up for throughout the dinner period, so I'm going to slot him in now. Mr. Singh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, after 54 years of friendship, it is hardly unlikely that a lawyer wouldn't have his say. Steve and Betty, we congratulate you on celebrating your 50th wedding anniversary. And Steve, on your 70th birthday. In a few months' time, I will be there. Ladies and gentlemen, we were at school together. And throughout our lives, we have maintained a friendship, close, perhaps closer in many respects, as brothers. I remember the days when we went to the high road, the high bridge over the Pond Trench. I remember all of Steve's uncles and aunts. I remember the old lady. And I probably am one of the only guys who knew that he grew up in our class with his grandmother. At school, he whipped everybody in maths. And therefore nobody could have topped him in the class. He got 99 over 100. The closest guy is probably 75. He was fortunate that in his life he was able to develop the talents which he naturally had. I shall not stress of what material success he had. What I should stress is on a family occasion, there is no better tribute that can be played than the subject of his text, and that is the beginning of a better world is a family reunion, is a vision for a better world. I congratulate your family for having maintained that tradition. I sincerely pray that you all will take seriously the topic and remember that the vision for a better world is family unity. We have been transported from our heritage, first India, then Guyana, now in Canada. The present generation, the younger children, they would have no memory of the past. It behoves you, this generation, to remember them of their heritage. Their children will want to know. Don't let them suffer as the American Negroes have. You have a wonderful opportunity, and it is units like these and founders of the union like Steve and Betty who can perpetuate our tradition. I am happy to have been here. I came yesterday from Guyana. This morning I said I couldn't make it, but when I rethink, it was my joy and privilege to come. You have accelerated and get me to put in my 2 bit, but I'm grateful for that opportunity, so that in the course of the next hour, we will be leaving, and I hope I see you. God bless you, and may the future be a wonderful and fulfilling experience for you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singh, and I think coming from an outside of the family, it's nice to see and to hear such nice tributes to our family. I would ask Uncle Jai now to come and make, I guess, a few announcements and comments that he wanted to make. And after that, we will ask Krishna to move the vote of thanks. And after the vote of thanks, Auntie Shorty will lead us in the Shanti prayers for closing.
Is everyone having a good time? Yeah! I can't hear you. Yeah! Okay, that's better. I also have a few special people that we'd like to thank individually. I would, however, like you to hold your applause until the end to thank them all. I'd like to say a few words on the family tree. And I point, oh, there it is, family, the tree. First, I'd like to draw your attention to the large presentation of the entire family tree, referred to as the family. This chart was prepared by my younger brother Neville for this occasion. He had spent several hours compiling the information presented to him, so a big thank you to Neville. All the applause to the end. As you're well aware, the combined family is very large. Last count was 260 and counting. All we know it was no easy task assembling, coordinating, and presenting 4 family trees in a logical and comprehensive way. Andy and Leela Rajkumar took this challenge and have spent several countless hours, night after night, making corrections after corrections to meet our deadline. On behalf of everyone, I would like to thank them for an excellent job they have done. I would also like to thank my oldest brother, Paul, known as Big to most of us, for getting the family tree printed for us. Thank you, Big. I'd like to say a few words on the crest. We have set aside a special section of the hall for the 4 presentations and suggestions for a family crest. Again, I would like to direct your attention to the wall that you set aside. And I would like to touch a few words on our contribution to give you an idea of what was behind our design. On behalf of the Dergarang family, this is our contribution towards the crest. And we are looking forward to working together on a final draft. First, on the crest, it was designed by my brother Neville, and he depicts the top points of the crest. He says would indicate our great-great-grandparents. First I had Thakur and the Kalia, but I think I may not have the right name here. Bali can correct me here. Probably the Dalit grandparents were, I don't know how to pronounce this word, Marsheka, and the Beti. Okay. The 7 other points of the crest was represent the 7 children, one being our grandfather, Ramakan,
and Sanchez. The initials, as you'll see, are the initials of the three sons and one daughter. The Indian flag represents the mother countries of our ancestors, ours. The Guyana flag, this is a place of birth for most of us. Now, I would like to touch a little on the book. We thought of several ideas to commemorate this occasion. Finally, we decided on a souvenir book to mark this, our fourth family reunion. Most of you by now had a sneak preview of this book. We tried to make it as comprehensive as possible and a good reference book for the entire family. Most of the information was compiled by our resident staff lady, Nandi. She also spent many, many hours coordinating and typing the enclosed information and has played a large role in the first publication of our booklet. Thank you, Nandi. The graphics of the cover of the book was designed by my younger sister, Lilita. She also was instrumental in getting the color copies for our front cover. Again, you will see miniature copies of the four family trees. Again, these were prepared by Andy and Leela. And last, but nowhere the least, a big thank you to Juan, who paid for the cost to have the pages photocopied. And now on the hall. I would like to thank Lilita for all the time she spent organizing the hall and for the work that went into getting the best deal for us. Also, a big thank you to all our helpers who have done an excellent job with the decoration. By the same token, I would especially like to thank the Torontonians who prepared all the wonderful dishes for today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a big round of applause. And other members of family who I'm unable to personally acknowledge due to limitation. Congratulations everyone for a job well done. Finally, I would like to thank my darling wife, Lynn, for her patience and tolerance. Mind you, she took down this week. Without her support, it would have not been possible for me to reach the high standard I set out to achieve. Thank you, darling. Before I close, since this is our fourth reunion, everything leading up to today's activity was basically original. We are at a disadvantage in that we had nothing to compare for do's and don'ts. We trust our program today can be used as a benchmark for future reunions. We may have made some mistakes. Hopefully they were not serious. Sorry about that, Leonie. We hope you will gain something from today's activity. And Sati told me to say this day, apart from finding out how old everyone is. God bless, and we love you dearly.
In addition to Uncle Jai's words and thanks there, we would ask Krishna come forth and give his round of vote of thanks. Uncle Jai was instrumental. He was the coordinator. He was instrumental in a lot of the events that took place here in Toronto. He was a very good leader. And I think we always as a group, and we decided to ask Krishna to come forward and do that. Before Krishna comes on, I just want to make a couple of other announcements. There is
I'm not sure, I apologize if I'm duplicating over there, but there is another crest idea that was developed by the Ramroop family, which sits beside the one. There are about 3 or 4 concepts there. We've decided to put it forth. The laurel is really to represent the rice tradition and the rice stock. And there is you heard reference to the fact that we came out of a background where we have had cows. There's the depiction of a head of a cow there. And we've got an R and an N. The concept here was tried to remain simple so that this crest can be used on things that are miniature in size, etc., and still retain some of the fundamental. We had to choose and narrow it down to a very small number of items to put there. This item is not resolved by any means, and in the future we will probably pull further ideas and come up with a final version of the crest. Also, the coordinators from outside of Toronto, Suresh, Wazir and myself have come up with odd mementos. I think Suresh has done a commemorative pencil, and I've got a keychain in the form of a Ghana map with names of the four branches of the family on it, as well as the original Ramakan, and I guess it's the badge. Okay, without further ado, turn you over so quick. Those mementos will be handed out during the course of the
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Christian Singh. I'm a Rhine's from the region. I am the grandson of one of the persons we talked a lot about, Stephen Ryan. And I just want to say, after Uncle Jai and Shrida, I really wanted if there's any use for me, because you guys did such a good job. My mom wrote his speech up on this, and I don't think I should read it because you guys said it already and it's just repetitious. But I wonder if I can go back to the people that helped me, so I better do it done. Because I'm very glad to be here for this wonderful family reunion. It's nice for a change to have the family together for such a happy occasion. You know, having a few drinks with the guys can be a worthwhile endeavor. On various occasions, Sridhar, Robert, and a few others came up with the idea of having the family together, and thus the idea began. Brother Jai got involved, and the next thing we knew, coordinators were assigned to the 4 families of the Ramakan descendants. We started the ball rolling, and at the same time, having Babaji and Bayo here to celebrate their wedding anniversary and their birthday. I would like to thank Brother Jai and family for the tremendous help they have. They're shaking, they must be hungry. They have exerted a lot of calories, which is good, had sleepless nights, few headaches, and lots of patience, and having everything fine-tuned and going smoothly. A great big hand for the Camp Street family, Mandy, Cindy, Sister Lena, and the rest of the gang for their time and energy expended in putting this together. Great appreciation to my brother-in-law and his wife, Andy, Sister Lena, in putting the family tree together with the help of Brother Neville. Bar Street, I don't know what that is. Oh, so. I would like to extend my gratitude to Sridhar and his relatives in getting the t-shirt and keychains and playing a big part in coordinating with Brother Jai in bringing this family together, at the same time help celebrate Maya's birthday and wedding anniversary. Big thanks to Lita in having the place so beautifully decorated and organized. Thanks to all the relatives for preparing those wonderful dishes. I don't know what that is. I really do appreciate the relatives and friends coming from Dallas, Carrollton, New York, London, Bronxton. Did I miss anything else? North Carolina. I guess it was North Carolina. And so forth and so on. And for making the occasion possible. Thanks for taking time off and making a great effort in being here. And I think you meant to say Mr. Fang and Mr. Singh. I guess Mr. Fang is not here anymore. Thanks for your presence. It gives pleasure to my uncle, but to my baya, it gives pleasure to us in having you here too. Myself and family would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone in Canada for their hospitality in taking care of relatives and making our stay a pleasant one very true. Please be with us for a few days for the way we do things differently. Thanks to all of you for coming, and most of all to Belgium by helping us celebrate this occasion as we celebrate their wedding anniversary and birthday. Thanks again to everyone for your suggestions and input in finalizing our family reunion. Enjoy yourselves. Let's do it again in the very near future. Thank you. Bye-bye.
At the point mentioned that you're hungry, so we'll finally come to a close, and I'll ask Auntie Shirley here to do the shanty first, and we will move to the dinner after.
Should I ask each and every one of us, standing, sitting, or what, to hold on to the very next person, and let's just feel that vibration that we've been feeling for the past few hours. Bow our heads.
One of the top times.
One big circle. Stupid turn and then got out of control. Randy and I will hold each other.
1, 2, 3. Oh, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnata Purnrachate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sahara Bhavatu, Sahara Bhunatu, Sahara Vir Sarvavahai, Tejasvina Adhitamastu, Ma Visha Mahai. Hari Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Okay, we've come to the end of the formal proceedings, and dinner will be served. It's going to be buffet style. We would like you to spread out your tables a bit if you want some more elbow room. Probably get the guys to move the tables so we have more space, more room to circulate, more walking.